Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box. Well, there's several kinds of rare music. There's music that's rare because it simply wasn't good enough to have widespread popularity. Fair enough. There's music that's rare because it's intentionally suppressed by the industry, and this is what I would call an artistic tragedy. And then there's some music which is rare for a number of circumstances, but the whole sort of conclusion of it is that this is just really sad because this music should be more and more well known. And that's what we're kind of going to talk about today. But the artist that we're going to feature isn't someone who was sort of a one hit wonder who disappeared or someone who was a no hit wonder that should have been a hit wonder. He was one of the, and still is, one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And he's written for some of the best vocalists and other performers ever. And the man that I'm talking about is Sam Dees, Dees. Just look at the songs he's written. Where Did We Go Wrong by LTD. That's, of course, Jeffrey Osborne. Really, really great stuff. He's written for Tavares, the great funk and R&B band. He's written for the wonderfully fun singer, very talented too, Millie Jackson. He's written for Whitney Houston and Aretha Franklin and Gladys Knight, some of the finest vocalists ever. Loretta Holloway, wonderful, the great bassist, real talented guy, Larry Graham. He's written for Loretta Holloway, and those are just some of the greatest hits. So as a writer and as a producer, he's someone that the industry knows, respects, and loves. But what about his performances of his own songs? That's when we get into this rare territory. And I want to start with what is one of the best albums of all time. And I kid you not, if you like soul music, if you like great songwriting, if you like wonderful arrangements, wonderful playing, great production, you are going to want to check out the Sam Dees album, The Show Must Go On from 1975. It is spectacular. If sound could be spectacular, that's technically visual, but you know what I mean. Luckily, after being out of print for quite a while, it's back. It's been back for a while on not social media, although technically YouTube social media, but back on your favorite streaming services. It's back on your Spotify's and your titles and all of the rest of it. Definitely listen to this album. A lot of his other stuff remains out of print. There was a wonderful album that he did in 1989 called Secret Admirer, which is sort of the production style is very much of its day, but it's really well produced, sonically so good. Again, wonderful writing, which shows that whichever decade style he's sort of aiming for, he's always ahead of the curve in terms of his wonderful sense of harmony, the chords. You've got to have good chord progressions to really turn me on musically. If the chord progressions are sort of bland or predictable, okay, we can still enjoy it. But if it has those really, the tension builds and releases, there's some element of surprise. That's when you know you've got really good chord changes in your music. And just wonderful stuff. So definitely check that out if you can find it on YouTube or if you want to buy a copy on Discogs. And the 90s, he kept very busy, including doing some gospel music and a very good album from 1998 called The Heritage of a Black Man. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. His music has been in film, his music has been all over the record charts, but under his name, he is definitely considered a rare artist, a rare find. Some would say a rough diamond. Really, really talented though. So go straight away to Spotify and or your other favorite streaming service and listen to his album. Once you have liked and subscribed to this channel, we're only a few likes or subscriptions rather away from breaking an important milestone. Ooh, big milestone. And I kind of like to break milestones. It's better than fixing them. So like, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Take care.